tips I want you to give us. Okay. So your tip for overall well-being. Your tip for overall well-being.
Overall well-being depends how one sees it. If you are at a very primary level, body is what you're most concerned about. How am I looking is your only concern in life. So if that is so, then overall tips could include taking care of yourself in a way that you drink ample water, because that's where I feel a lot of us ignore it. Then eating mindfully, not restricting yourself a lot, but eating mindfully, trying to learn a little bit about food and try to read a little bit, because that builds a lot of awareness in your mind, and then your mind starts guiding you in what you're eating. So eating right would be another thing. Getting a little bit of exercise in a day, as good as 20 minutes is good. Just try doing something. So these would be the slight few changes that you can start with for your well-being. And of course, then working on your breathing, trying to stay in the quiet 10 minutes and just focus on your breath. I know the thoughts are going to come, your mind will be wandering all everywhere, but then trying to sort of bring it back to your breath and just focus on your breath. Do a little bit of pranayama, start with the basic couple of them, and that would be taking care of yourself on the primary physical level. If you want to go higher up, then of course it's a lot of mental work. You need to reflect, introspect, see how your day went by, and then reflect what could have you done more, and try to study a little bit more about the habits and patterns you want to change in your life. Because for me also, like that I've quit sugar for almost a year now. It's been about 10 months, a little bit over 10 months, 11 months actually. So people ask me that, and people who know me, they know for a fact that I was a crazy sugar lover. Desserts were my go-to comfort food, and not that when you are feeling a certain way, then you'll have, thrice a day I would have like a big dessert. But how did this change come by, and why do I not crave it, and why I'm still not agitated or, in that zone that the cravings are not kicking in? I tell that because you educate your mind, you teach yourself, you train your brain in a way that what is good for you, what is not good for you. For your overall well-being, what is your eventual goal? You want to be fit, you want to enjoy life, you want to live moments. For that, you need to be healthy. For that, you need to quit this because it has this, it has that. So those will be my few tips to sort of educate yourself to take care of your well-being on a higher level.
I love that. Okay, your tips for nutrition.
Nutrition would again be that eat a balanced diet. These days I see a lot of these shortcuts and various kinds of diets have come in. I feel that the kind of diet that you have grown up with, the kind of diet that you have been following for all your life, don't try to suddenly change it to something else and try to imbibe something from someone that this one's telling that this has worked for me. It might just work, but then what is sustainable? For everything in life, for your fitness, for workout, for yoga, for pranayama, for diet, for everything, I feel that you have to really see about the sustainability. Okay, fine, I can do it today, but can I do it for 2 years? Can I do it for 5 years? Can I live a life like that? Start there and you'll get all your answers. I think people like us, we know where we are going wrong, what we are doing wrong. Even when we are falling in a crash diet, we then also know in the moment that, this is not the right way, but we're doing it just to get to that goal. But then be a little bit more, far-sighted that way, I'd say.
I like that. Okay. Now your tip for maintaining routine.
For maintaining routine, first of all, these days I see a lot of us, including me, I also struggled with it, that we don't have good sleeping patterns. When you don't have good cycle, when you don't sleep, when you don't get enough sleep, that's when everything else, your next day goes for a toss, So I would say try sticking to a routine of sleeping first. It's a lot of discipline. See, yoga, fitness, everything is a lot of discipline. It's a lot of self-work. And self-work that you might not even get acknowledged for, or something is something that you're doing for yourself, right? And we have a habit, or we are conditioned rather in a way to not think about what I want on a very this level, like not about the material things, but just for myself, on the mind level. I'm not very aware of what I want. So just start with following a disciplined schedule. Try to make a good sleep cycle, then wake up on time. If possible, try waking up early. Try getting a 6 to 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I know 8 hours is like a very big number in today's time. It's so many things and so many roles.
Yeah. 6 hours. If you get 6 hours, you're really lucky.
Yeah. So I say that be practical about it. Don't just go crazy that I want to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, but then start with following some sort of a routine. And once you wake up, try having some warm water. That really helps to harmonize your system. And whatever sleep you have been through, you have been dehydrated. It sort of hydrates you, get your body into the working mode. Your digestion starts working, and you start getting up with your daily routine tasks and stuff. So yeah, start there and then slowly pick up a 15 to 20, 30 minutes of whatever time you have. Pick up that slot for your yoga or fitness regime, and then do that and try following that.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay. Now, this is something important to me. Your tip for women in fitness.
My tip for women in fitness, I would again say that, as women, as girls, we are obsessed with the way we look. All of us are. There's a reason that so many anti-aging this and cellulite cutting this and that blah blahs of the world sell, right? There's a reason for that. I would just say that don't be chasing after an image. Let's try to set the right examples, for the younger lot that's coming in. Let's not try to chase fitness or make fitness in that one way. Let's redefine fitness. Let's redefine fitness with a lifestyle. Let's just call it a lifestyle and try propagating that to our younger generation and to the people, whoever watches you. Don't do the crash, anything crash, like a diet or a fitness regime or a goal-oriented approach. Just try imbibing it, not just for women, but since women are in a position of raising kids and nurturing, they are more of a nurturing person in the household. So since you are in that position, try to imbibe or try to give those as a lifestyle practice rather than taking it as a goal-oriented thing. Don't follow what you see on social media. Don't get into this and that, diet or workout, crash workout kind of a routine. Just try to be honest. Try to be very truthful to make it a part of your lifestyle. Like if I say that I want to, let's say, run an hour for every day, can I make that a part of my lifestyle for every single day? If I can't, then let me change my approach. Let me redesign that, how it works for me, so that I can teach my kids or I can teach the younger lot that's seeing me that, you have to sort of make it as per yourself, what works out for you, and then you follow that as a routine. So I would say that just be routine oriented, be discipline oriented, be lifestyle oriented.
What you said was very interesting to me just now. Honestly, it's something that kind of triggered a warning bell in me, okay? So I see a lot of this challenge yourself, do this, within this many days, lose so many pounds. And I've realized, and after you talking to me just now, I realized one thing. That also fosters a lot of guilt. We're putting undue pressure on our subconscious mind, on our bodies. I'm not saying don't have a goal. If your goal is to be fit, create a lifestyle that enables fitness.
Absolutely.
Create a lifestyle that enables. So I really love what you said. It really resonated with me. Thanks for that, Shobha. It really resonated. Very well said.